they tend to have a very different nature than that, and their nature does tend to be that when you put it on, they actually will drip and smear and run for hours, whereas this does seem to be, whether it's actually losing the moisture to the cardboard, I don't know, but I got the feeling that the actual cardboard's gone soggy. It does feel like it's retaining its strength. Difficult to tell. No, that's caved in there. No, it may be because I've actually... No, that may not be the Jesmonite's fault. That may be just me pressing down on the helmet. Now then, I'm going to hold this here. So I'm getting the feeling that I don't know if it's going off or whether I'm just getting to the bottom. The thixotrope hasn't mixed in as well as it perhaps ought to have done. Again, my fault. First time I've ever done it. This is for a first ever, I've got to say, it's fairly painless. I don't get the feeling that I'm suddenly dealing with something that's getting out of hand, which I've got to say, with the old plastic fiberglass systems, I never quite felt I was in control of what it was doing. It always seemed to just sneak up on you, and suddenly you'd find it was dripping all over the floor, and because unlike this, where it's the fairly big ratios, 2.5 to 1, your fiberglass, you were actually measuring out from a tube a length of hardener, and I've got to say that the potential for error was quite significant, and sometimes I get drying times or curing times that were vastly apart. Now, I just feel like I press that in again. Well, that's all of it. It's got probably 50% of the helmet done. I'm just checking it for shape. So what we'll do now is we'll go away and see how long this stuff takes to cure, and tell you about that. We'll do another mix for the inside, complete that, and then when we've done that we'll come back to you with the fiberglass in. Right, I went and had lunch, and it looks like it's gone into its first set. It's still a little bit damp, so I presume it's got more to go. So we'll do another mix, you may as well watch it, and get a better idea perhaps of how to use the thixotrope. Now stop stuff building up on it. Right, zero it out with a cup on. Go down the route of doing another 100-gram mix. Amazing how little it takes to soon hit that 40 grams, yeah, that's 55. 46, get there eventually. That says bang on 40. No, wrong top. We use the same powder coat because of course we lost the other one as it hardened. That's 90, 100. I'm making a point of twisting that bag up, putting the lid back on. I don't know what this stuff's like long term with regard to moisture. Get the scale out of the way again. With a disposable brush. I'm going to risk putting it all in this time. Just whoops. That might be the downside of putting it all in. Splashes some on there. Just see how. Now then, it reminds me of a plaster that I used to use called Crystal Alpha K. That for the first few seconds it's very, very dry. And you suddenly think, oh my word, this stuff's never not going to mix in. And then it very quickly, the water molecules, or whatever is in, which I presume it's water, seem to wrap themselves round the powder, and the whole thing becomes very, very watery. Now I've got to say the surface finish at this stage isn't good. Now I don't know just how much of that is me not mixing the lumps out, and again whether a mechanical mixer of some description would do it better is something I can't answer at this stage. But you would be mixing a lot more theoretically. I'm going to use the spoon handle trick again, and this time put a nice blob all in one go in. Again, trying to keep the mixing time down to a minimum. Having said that, I've got to say that I managed to use all the last mix, and it was still not showing any signs of going into its first set. Well, let's have a see, that's not looking too bad. I've got to say, gel coats are something I've never done before, partly because, as I said, with the old classic urethane plastic resins, you didn't have the ability to make it thicken up. I'm going to try and tan more. Let's just see how far we can push this thickness. So I've now put the equivalent of 3 10mm blobs of the Thixotrope in. What I'm trying to do as well is that I would actually like to go around the outside with the classic gel coat, partly just to take some of the lumps off the actual Pepakura, but at the same time it then gives me the ability to sand all the surfaces, which should allow me to produce a much nicer finished helmet. So, as I say, we've gone round about a good third, if not more, and this time I'm going to make the point of actually holding the brush. Now then, a bit thicker. I don't know whether the brush is an ideal tool to put it on. I don't know what else I'd use as an alternative to spread. Joining the old and the new together there. And I've got to say, I don't know, when it comes to the outer coat, whether I feel like I ought to put the Thixotrope in or not bother. I get the feeling that without it, it would be too thin, and the nice thing about it having a thickness to it is you are adding considerable strength. And one of the things when this really does go off, I'm wondering just how much strength the helmet will have with just the Jesmonite and the cardboard alone, which in reality, you know, we are making costume here, we aren't making a real life helmet. We're not expecting this to actually be able to take a bullet hit.